Hey guys, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to remove a background around an object in Photoshop. Removing a background around an object in Photoshop is actually pretty simple. If you have an image with a striking object that really stands out from the background, it's really simple to do. In Photoshop's upper navigation, go to Select and click on Select and Mask. But you can also use Ctrl-Alt-R on Windows or Command-Option-R on the Mac. Now, once we do that, our image will enter a special select and mask mode. Now, the first thing you want to notice, in the upper right corner, you have transparency slider, and you can select transparency from 0 to 100%. Now, this will help us see which areas of the image will actually be removed from the background. Now, if you have the most recent version of Photoshop, to remove a background from your photo, all you have to do is press the Select Subject button, and the Photoshop's AI algorithms will do all the work for you. Now, I'm going to click OK button to exit the Select and Mask, and I'm going to create a new layer and move it underneath the main layer, and I'm going to paint it blue. So based on the quality of your image, and Photoshop AI is not always perfect, so you're going to see things like that. But in the rest of this tutorial, we're going to do some touch-up work and see how we can fix our selection by using other tools. And to do that, I'm going to use the same image, but start from scratch. Now, in the upper left corner, you're going to see this button. It's the first one on the toolbar. So go ahead and click on that or hit W on the keyboard. Now, using this tool, start painting close to the edges of your object. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but just do your best and try to figure it out intuitively how it works by just painting around the object. It's going to fill in some spaces we probably need to exclude from the background, but you can avoid that by making your brush smaller. And by selecting the minus button here, we can start removing the areas we don't need. You can simply click on the negative brush button, or you can hold Alt to alternate between positive and negative. As long as you're holding the Alt key, the negative brush will be selected. So this negative space brush can be used in the same way to remove the background. The difference here is that we're doing it from the outside of the object by holding the Alt key while painting. Now, this quick selection tool that we've been using so far kind of does all of the work for you, and it doesn't always do the right thing. So if you need more precision, you can select this third brush on the tool set, and it works more like a regular brush, which you can use to paint by hand with more precision. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill this space, and again, you can use the Alt key to do negative space, just like with the previous brush. In this next example, I'm going to increase the size of my brush, and the bigger your brush is, the less distinction there is between foreground and background. And I'm holding Alt key here, but because the brush is so huge, it's removing both the background and the foreground. I'm going to change my brush to a lesser size, and I'm going to select the Object Selection tool, which is the fourth button on the toolbar. Now I'm going to draw a rectangle around my object, and as you can see, pretty much we've done the same thing we've done before, except we just selected the foreground object. And finally, we can select the lasso tool, which will basically give you pixel perfect selections. So let's try that out. You have to draw a selection by hand, and the difference from the other tools is that you will be creating a pixel perfect selection. You have to use all of the tools in combination to do some touch-up work to make sure you get it to look exactly the way you want it. And that's it, guys. This is pretty much how you remove a background from your photos. You can replace a background, you can crop yourself out of a photo, and do all kinds of things like that.